From converted Cold War bunkers and missile silos to specially outfitted yachts, a doomsday industry caters to the mega-rich. Luxury bunkers with indoor pools, artificial sunlight, and supplies to stay sealed off from the world for years.
The billionaires, they understand that they're playing a dangerous game, that they are running out of room to externalize the damage of the way their companies operate. Eventually, there's going to be, the social unrest that leads to your undoing, which is why these same people are looking at creating bomb shelters. The most powerful people in the world, they see themselves as utterly incapable of actually creating a future in which everything's going to be okay.
Wow, that won't give me nightmares at all. Everything's going to be great. Now, according to Forbes, Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg has an estimated net worth of $125 billion with a B, $billion.
He works harder. He works harder than everybody.
I mean, he might, but $125 billion seems a little excessive. Okay. Now, with that said, he's spending hundreds of millions of that money on a colossal compound on the island of Kauai, complete with a massive doomsday bunker. What is it with billionaires and their doomsday bunkers? It's like we're destroying the planet. And so we need a safe haven from the destruction we're creating. Okay, so rest assured, even if the rest of us get a little dinged up by climate change, the growing instability caused by economic disparity, or maybe even artificial intelligence gone rogue, Zuck will be just fine. Rest assured. Actually, I don't even know if that's true. And by the way, if we do find ourselves in a doomsday scenario, if I had the resources to survive in an underground bunker, I wouldn't do it. I would want to go. I don't want to live in a doomsday world. Like if I were in The Walking Dead, I would want to die in the zombie apocalypse. I don't want to try to survive in the zombie apocalypse. That's not a life worth living.
Yeah, I think, honestly, though, maybe a fitting punishment for some people. Like, I'm sure Elon Musk has got one of these things. Well, imagine the end of the world falls, Elon manages to make it to his bunker, he's down there, and now he needs to spend the rest of his life alone in a room.
None of that gonna matter. But I want to say shalom. First thing and foremost, I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. Noise in his gospel, bro, lifting up the standard of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just a quick lesson through the spirit. I know a few brothers went into this over the week or so, going into how these elites are getting prepared for doomsday bunkers, and they're getting ready for all hell to break loose on the planet Earth. And what's so funny about it, and it's not even really funny, but just to prove the divinity of the Bible, because in fact the Bible said that these elites will do so. Now here they're talking about this guy Mark Zuckerberg, which is the CEO or founder, the CEO or the current founder, or whoever you want to call it, this thing called Meta, which was known as Facebook. It's not called Facebook anymore, it's called Meta, but they still use the Facebook emblem. Like if you look on your phone and you go to the app, it still has that F, which stands for Facebook. But regardless of it, it's changed to Meta, just like Twitter is known as X, which is through this guy, I believe Elon Musk, if I'm not mistaken, which are all billionaires. And they said that this guy Zuckerberg is worth 125 billion. And honestly speaking, like, that's not really impressive, okay? Because honestly speaking, when you look at the wealth of the elites, which is roughly 500, 600 something trillion, probably more than that. 125 billion, you can buy a nigga out like that 10 times. Like they say, you can buy a nigga cheap, but regardless, to us, common folk as they call us, as goyim, that's pretty substantial amount of money, okay? When the average bunker starts at around, you get a bunker built for $300,000-$500,000, it ain't gonna be worth a shit, but you can get bunkers built pretty cheap. But starting, let's say if you had like $1 million, $2 million, $3 million, when they start getting into like the upper millions, that's when things starts to become quite nice. But I believe she said something like 30 rooms, workout room, you got swimming pool, basketball court, tennis courts, you got video games, you got imported food. Like I was going into some things, I believe it was like last year, when like the food supplies and the outages and the shortages, this one trucker came out and stated that they was given like these missions to drive, like, I don't know if you brothers are familiar with like Northern Cali, but like with like the like when you go up in the mountains and stuff like that, you know, a lot of truckers and brothers that drive trucks, they may have driven these routes, but a lot of truckers have been coming out and stating that they was told to just drop off these pallets of foods at the entryways of these caves in the mountains, and then they were just told to go about their business. Okay, they said that they was met with like guards or some shit like that, and they just dropped the pallet and unload it, and then they would take the food down to these bunkers, to these elites. So you better believe that this is very well true. Okay, like speculation, like you see these White House briefings and shit like that. You got people coming out and stating, saying, look, ain't nobody been in the White House since 2020 for real, or even beyond that, or before that. Now, me personally, I don't know how true that is, but it doesn't, I mean, it'll make all the sense in the world when they're giving these press conferences and these speeches that they're doing it from some type of remote location. Okay, because honestly speaking, man, people are really, they're getting ready to lose their damn minds. And even in certain books that the elites, you know, the insiders, they write, they even stated that, well, look, if people catch on to what we're doing, people will literally find us and they will hang us from the gallows. So they're running because they know that this Third World War, they know that civil unrest, they know that martial law, they know that pestilence, plagues, all these things are getting ready to be the norm here. And honestly speaking, they don't have a plan for you people. Okay? They don't have a plan for you people, straight up. Because like the average person that have some type of heart or mind, they will prepare their citizens. But the American people, they're not even telling them that they even getting ready to go to war. Okay, they keep saying, well, yeah, the war in the Middle East, or the war between Hezbollah, Yemen, and the Israelis, but they will never come out and tell you that this is World War III. Okay, they will never tell you to prepare to get in bunkers, or they don't even provide the safety haven for you people. Your people on your own. Versus Putin, he was telling his people like, well, look, man, you may want to resort to hiding in bunkers because X, Y, and Z is getting ready to commence. But over here, they don't give a fuck about you people, man. Okay, and as much money as they spend in aid in Ukraine and send it to Israel, I'm talking about billions of dollars. You think they will have at least provisions for their citizens here to literally set them up in bunkers? And the crazy part about it here is the population in the United States, it's not even a lot of people. It's only 350 million people. Okay, versus Russia, you got twice as much as that. Fucking China, you got 3 times as much as that. But their governments in some form or fashion warn them about the hell coming, but they don't even fund you people to even live in bunkers here. And another thing too, that the elites, they're not hiding in bunkers in America because they understand that the judgment is going to, when the Most High judges this place and when the judgment sets here, they understand that there's not going to be saving no one, that there's not going to be any flesh alive on this place. Okay, so, you know, you Jay-Z's and shit like that, you made Oprah's, I mean, even them, I'm assuming that they have bunkers that's like overseas somewhere, because clearly those would be the rebels we gonna have to purge. But people like, you know, millionaires on this side, they may have like little shit in their houses, but overall, fucking Bill Gates, these elites over here, they're not building bunkers in America because America's gonna be totally destroyed. Okay, why build a bunker in a place that you know is gonna get decimated just to come out to nothing? Because the elites, they believe in that whole thing, and the phoenix will rise. You know, after the destruction, they're going to rise up and they're going to create this new digital world with AI, and then you're going to have a handful of slaves that's going to serve them personally and put hell on anybody that refuse. Nah, man, it's not going down like that. So let's get a couple precepts, okay? This is the book of Isaiah 2, and I'm going to start at verses 17. It says, in the loftiness of men, when you go into the word loftiness, it goes into being high-minded. It says, the loftiness of men should be bowed down, and the haughtiness of men should be made low, and Yahweh alone should be exalted in that day, and the idol shall he utterly abolish, and they should go into the holes of the rocks, which is those caves, man. Okay, and not necessarily here in America, because like I said, it doesn't benefit you building a $250 million fucking bunker right here in a place that's gonna get hit. That's why she said what she said, man. It's not, they're not building bunkers in America. The only people that's building bunkers in America is these broke people, man. The people that got a couple of meals. You know, you may be a $5 million Edomite. You may be like, all right, I'm gonna invest $350,000 for them to dig a 60-foot hole under my house in a trench, and you may have 5-6 bedrooms down there with some solar power and a couple of bags of grits to last you probably 2 or 3 years or some shit. The missile's gonna eat all that. You see what I'm saying? So that's pointless. But, you know, they got bunkers in Switzerland, parts of Europe, you know what I'm saying, Hawaii, you know, and all those other provinces, man, because those places are unlikely to really see any type of nuclear war. But, hey, the Lord is going to judge this world at whole, okay? But it says, and they should go into the holes of the rocks and in the caves of the earth for the fear of the Lord, because they're really going down there to hide from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and from the Civil War. Because let's put it to you this way, if anybody was to catch these elites or anybody like that, they will probably seek to destroy them, because the elites have been responsible for bloodshed, mass pain, mass suffering, death, you know, spraying our skies with chemtrails. I mean, to the point that the snow that comes down is not even real snow. You know, you put snow to the fire, it don't even melt, but instead it turns like this black plastic. It's like a plastic almost, man. And this is the things that we're breathing in. So hell no, they're not trying to deal with that. You know, and ultimately they're going to be hiding from the Lord. But you can't hide from Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. And it's a scripture in the Apocrypha that says that the Lord is literally like the heavens can't contain the Most High. Like he's everywhere. So how the hell you think you're going to hide from the Lord, bro? What's going to happen is that we're going to dig you out of them bunkers and we're going to put your ass head first in slavery, because, hey, we going to find your ass. And that's the beautiful part about it, is when we get that spiritual power, oh, you better believe we coming right in your shit. We can kick the door in, we can buzz down, we can just teleport down there. But either way it go, you all are going into captivity. You know what I'm saying? And all that gold, your whore, and all the resources, all that stuff, that's coming, that's our shit. You running that. That's what the scriptures say he should, and Job roughly paraphrasing says that he should, compared to his substance, should the restitution be, and his heart should seek to please the poor. And wealth is also, it says, and he should gather treasures for himself for the poor. So all the gold that they've stolen through these different rulerships, hey, we getting all that back, man. That gold ain't gonna all be destroyed. But anyway, it says, and they should go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of Yahweh, and when the Lord in his majesty, when he arises to shake terribly the earth. And ultimately shaking of that earth is going to come in the form of these riots, these wars, okay, these particular weather events, man, these pestilence, these famines. All this is getting ready to shake the earth and bring the earth off into complete, utter chaos. But the ultimate is going to be when those missiles hit, okay? Because when the ICBMs hit here in America and different parts of the world, the scripture said that the earth should walk to and fro like a drunkard. And the elites, they're not going to fucking be on the planet Earth when that happens. They're going to be underground, hiding, you know what I'm saying? Just like they are now. Like when the whole ordeal kicked in 2020, found out that they were giving CEOs emails like at the end of 2019 telling them to sell their businesses, sell their stock, and get the hell out of the country because they're getting ready to do some shit. So those insiders know, man. All right. But it says here, it says, and should go into the holes of the rocks and into the caves of the earth for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he shall arise to shake terribly the earth. It says terribly, man. Okay, so but it says, in that day shall man cast his idols of silver and his golds, which they made each one for themselves to worship, and to the moles and to the bats, and go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks, like that trucker said. He said they were driving like up, and they went into like this mountain resort. Like sometimes, like when you see how like particular jets kick off, like private jets or like military jets, they dock in like these little cave landings. It's like a hangar almost. Okay, so and this proves it. It says, and go into the clefts of the rocks and into the tops of the ragged rocks for the fear of the Lord and for the glory of his majesty when he arises to shake terribly the earth. Okay, so that's the point, man. They're going to try to run from our Lord, but they're not going to be able to because, hey, Yahweh Shai already has it set up, man. All right, let's go. It was the scripture I had in mind. It's another scripture I had in mind. We'll go back to this Amos. Son. Yep, but it's a couple of more precepts that actually go into how the Lord is just literally, he's everywhere. His power, he's everywhere, man. But it says here, this is the book of Sirach 23. And I'm going to start at verses... Yep, let's start at verses 19. It says, such a man only fear the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, considering the most secret part. Okay, so the eyes of the Lord are everywhere. The eyes of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai through angels, they're everywhere, man. Just like this is a highly surveillance society, like you can't do nothing without being seen. You know what I'm saying? Those cameras being on the left-hand side, Esau's like his digital angels, Yahweh Shai, have real angels, man. Okay, and ain't nowhere you can go. You can go to outer space. You can go underneath. You can go 1,000,000 feet under the ground. Guess what? The Lord is right there with your ass, man. And it ain't no place that he can't reach you. So Elon Musk, Bill Gates, Zuckerberg, man, the elites, Schwab, Trump, Bush, all these motherfuckers, man. What's this guy's Biden? You know, you Jay-Z's, you Beyonce's, man, you lower level luminaries, all the way up until you Rothschilds, you Rockefellers. Hey, you gonna get touched, man. Okay, and you gonna get touched up personally. Because they're going to survive the destruction, but they're going to be the first fruits of slavery, man. Okay, and it says here, such men only fear the eyes of men, and know it not that the eyes of the Lord are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding the ways of men, considering the most secret parts. And it says, and he knew all things or ever they were created. So after them, they were perfected, and he looked upon them, man. Okay, and that's the point. Everything. Okay, the Lord is everywhere, and there's no way that you can get away from him. All right. So let's go from here to the book of Amos, the 9th chapter. And this pretty much goes into it. This is the book of Amos 9:2. It says, though they dig into hell, hell is talking about those pits, those bunkers. It says, and thence shall my hand take them. Though they climb up into heaven, thence will I bring them down. And though they hide themselves at the top of Carmel, I will search and take them out thence. And though they be hid in my sight from the bottom of the sea, thence when I command a serpent, and he should bite them. Okay, because hey, you go underneath the water, you got Leviathan there. You go up into the heavens, then you got the angels. You go into the caves of the earth, you got the men of the Lord. Okay, so you literally, the Lord literally has a ground troops, he has an air force, and he has a navy. You know what I'm saying? In the navy, the Lord has the sea creatures. He has leviathans, which is just not one violent leviathan. It's a species of these creatures, man. Okay, because when the Lord creates something, he don't just create one. Okay, he create one of a kind and he diversifies it, man, to many kind. Okay, even looking at the molecular structure of humans, man. You know what I'm saying? You got all types of particular hybrids. Like look at monkeys, look at apes. Even though they're not human beings, they have similar thought process to some degree. So the Lord is very multi-dimensional when it comes to his creation. Just like you got different types of cats or felines, man. Okay, so you have the Lord is beautiful, so there's nowhere they can hide. Okay, and it says, and though they go into captivity before their enemies, thence will I command the sword, and it shall slay them, and I will set my eyes upon them for evil and not good, man. Okay, because you elites are going head first into slavery, whether you think so or not. So you can run into the caves, you can hide, you know what I'm saying? You can do what you got to do, but at the end of the day, you're still going to get judged. All right, this is the book of Isaiah 24, and I'm going to start at verses... Let's start at verses 17. It says here, fear and the pit and the snare are upon thee, O inhabitant of earth. And it should come to pass that he will flee from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, which a pit goes into system. Okay, and also them caves, them bunkers. And it says, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit should be taken in a snare, which is a trap, which is captivity. Okay, so when you look up the word pit, it goes, what is that? Bakahat, which means the pit or a hole. Now, when you go back into the book of Isaiah, the 2nd chapter, let me pull it back up. Isaiah 2, and go all the way back down to verses, 18, 19, yep, the caves, holes of the rocks. Hold on one second. I was just reading it. Yep, the caves, which is verses 19. That goes into the Hebrew word makalaha. That's the ma, the cha, the ma, the cha, the la, and the ha. All right, and it says holes or a cavern. So when you look up a cavern goes into a cave or cavern is natural void of in the ground, specifically large space large enough for a human to enter. Okay, a large cave, underground chamber, dugout, hollow, cavity. Cave, chamber, and cave, typically a large one. Okay, which these are just some depictions of it, but we know that they got like literal doomsday bunkers they're putting in these underground systems, man. So it's not far-fetched to believe in the scriptures. It's right on point regarding this stuff, man. Because, hey, it's prophesied. But it says, and it shall come to pass, he that fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh up out of the midst of the pit should be taken in a snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. And the earth is utterly broken down, and the earth is clean dissolved, and the earth moveth exceedingly. And that's just talking about the time of, war, of this world war, man, of the nuclear destruction. And it says, and the earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a college. And the transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not rise again. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall punish the host on high ones that are on high, and the kings of the earth upon the earth. It says, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, which shows you judgment is going to be played out on the earth. Because, like, why are these men in hell? And it breaks itself down. It says that the Lord shall punish the hosts of the high ones that are on high, which is your elites, okay, your bankers. It says, and the kings of the earth upon the earth, and they should be gathered together as a prisoner or gathered in a pit, and should be shut up in prison, and after many days should they be visited, man. Okay, and it says, then the moon should be confounded, and the sun ashamed, when the Lord of hosts should reign in Mount Zion in Jerusalem, and before his ancients gloriously, man. And that moon and the sun represents that wisdom and understanding, because it says fire should dissolve the tabernacles of his, roughly paraphrasing it. It goes into how the light should be cast out of his tabernacle, which is his wisdom and knowledge and understanding. So Esau was through, man, and he has not a leg to stand on. And this is right in the scriptures for anybody that seems to refute that. All right. So this is the book of matter of fact, no, Revelation 6. Revelation the 6th chapter. And I'm gonna start at verses 14. It says, and the heaven departed as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. Okay, when you look at a scroll, or you look at the scroll that's going into like a mushroom cloud. And when Isaiah saw the vision in Isaiah 34, he saw the nuclear bombs being detonated, and he seen the cloud of smoke over the cities, over the country. And it reads here, and it says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and rich men, and chief captains, and mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, okay? And they had slaves. They got slaves down there. I mean, they got personal shelves. They have some shit in California, I believe, which they're doing like underground complexes. Like, it's basically everything you see above ground, like from your developments to your condos to your smart cities to your restaurants to your bartenders. All this, they got all this shit underground. Literally, you go down a couple of 100 feet, you may have, it's like a whole nother world under there. You know what I'm saying? They got the filter air, they got the systems, they got the heat, they got the climate control, they got clothing shops, they got personal bartenders, they have fucking safety equipment down there, they have doctors down there, they have all types of stuff. Security guard is heavy down there, and I believe through the spirit they're gonna have like the AI army. I believe they're gonna have like a AI army down there that's guarding their fortresses. Even though you got like human flesh and blood soldiers, but a lot of them could be AI hybrids as well, that's protecting their fortress. Because if they're gonna link everything up through smart cities and smart grids, it makes sense that they have these particular terminators that's opted into these particular smart algorithms, so they can understand how these underground complexes or underground compounds they operate. It makes sense that they have an AI army down there. And hey, we gonna bust through them shits. Easy work. All right, I can't wait. Lord's will, I'm chosen. And they have slaves down there, personal chefs, man. You know what I'm saying? People down there doing their bidding. The elites ain't gonna be down there working. They got slaves for that. You know, like all this sex trafficking and all the people that's coming up missing. A lot of them motherfuckers are going underground and being personal slaves for the elites, man. Okay, number one, you black women. Okay, because find out that so-called black women are the number one women that's sex trafficked in America. And guess why? Because she shows her ass on fucking Instagram. You got twerk queen, you got the whole culture. Okay, you got the black queen culture. You got you got the twerking with the bonnets on the head. You got all this shit going on, and you wonder why your ass is often targeted and grabbed up off the black web down in somebody's bunker being a goddamn slave to them, because you put yourself out there. Straight up, man. But it says, and hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb. For that day of, it says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who should be able to stand? And the elites, they're going to have first-hand footage of what's happening on the planet Earth. Because like I said, Babylon is literally surveilling from neck up and down. Every stoplight, every light pole, every smartphone. And they showed us, I was watching a movie, and I forgot what movie I was watching, but it was a movie I was just watching recently. and they was basically showing you how they were literally tapping into the smartphones and the smart TVs and the PlayStations and shit like that, and they was literally looking at people's lives, man, trying to find one particular person, man. I forgot what movie I was watching, but it was a movie I was watching a couple of days ago, and literally they showed like it was these people underground, like in this bunker, and then they was literally able to tap into people's phones, and they was able to see them clear, they can hear them. You know what I'm saying? They seen them through their social media, they seen them through video games, and it makes sense as to why everything is on smart devices and why you have to opt out or opt into everything. You know what I'm saying? This is why when they set up Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and all this other bullshit that you people are so in love with, basically you didn't gave over your facial recognition and your biometrics. You gave this all over to the FBI, the CIA, and you gave them permission to do these things because by default, you give yourself permission, or you give them permission to get your information through having these phones, because that's the way it is. So even though you don't have that, you don't have to own a smartphone, but you need a smartphone in order to do shit. You know what I'm saying? You need a television. You can't live in 1993 no more, man. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like you have to opt into the system, and by default, they have certain provisions that they can use against you, man. So yeah, it's nothing. They can literally watch destruction from somebody's iPhone over there in fucking Switzerland. So they can watch somebody recording, and Esau can tap right into the algorithm, and he can literally watch what they're watching. Here they're filming a video of the smoke coming from the west or on a plane, and Esau, he can literally tap into it and pull it up on his mega screens, man. It's crazy, bro. But it said, and so cool. So when you go into the word mountain here, let's go into the word mountain or rocks. Goes into the word oros, which is a mountain. Okay. Mountain. Let's go here to another. There's the mountains. The mountain. I know it was one of the definitions that went into resort. I don't know why my blue letter don't give these deep definitions, but when I be seeing brothers go into their blue letter, they be putting up all types of definitions. Maybe I don't understand how to pull it up, but one video I saw that basically a brother was going to it, and when he pulled up the word mountain or like rocks or something, or like cave or some shit, it said resorts, underground resorts. I don't know how the hell he found it through blue letter, because I'm looking for it and I can't find it, but clearly. But let's see here. Spoken of, bam, oros. Hill, mountain, hill. For whatever reason, I can't seem to find it, but it's supposed to go into retreats or something like that. Petra, rocky ground. I don't know. I can't find it, but I saw a video going into the same topic. The brother basically went into the definition of the word mountain, and it literally said resorts. Okay, it may have been like in a different translation. Let me try the New Living Translation. Let's see what it says here. It may just be a different translation. Same thing. It's no different. Caves. Cave, a den. Hiding place. Oh, there we go. Bam, cave. It says, by implication, a hiding place or a resort. Oh, wow. Look up resort. Tourist center. Recourse to. Retreat, hunt, spot, watering place. Which shows they're going to be under the water, too. Destination, holiday center. Honeypot. Recourse to. Yup. Resort. Man, the scriptures is dope, man. Let's look up the, search the web. Resort, right? Bam. Basically, this underground. Matter of fact, I can type in underground resorts. Underground. And it goes basically to your caves and to your mountains, man. Or doomsday bunker. Yep. all types of stuff like this, man. So it's gonna go there, man. But hey, man, through the Spirit, Lord, we edify, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai. Lord, will you edify into the next lesson. Shalom.